Piedmont Triad area weather. We'll see partly to mostly sunny skies today. It'll be hot with highs in the lower 90s, west winds under 10 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight, lows falling into the mid-70s with a light southwest wind. Skies become partly sunny Tuesday with scattered afternoon storms, highs in the lower 90s. Widely scattered evening storms, then partly cloudy and mid-70s Tuesday night. Mostly sunny and mid-90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Matthew Harding for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Hi, everyone. It's Brian Kilmeade. Join me this morning at 10 a.m. for the Brian Kilmeade Show. I dive into all the latest breaking news, sports, politics, entertainment, you name it. Me and my guests will have lively debates and discussions on the issues that matter to you. Looking for a fresh morning perspective? I want you to join me, Brian Kilmeade, right here on WSJS and WSJS.com for a unique wake-up call. Don't miss out on the conversation that all Americans are buzzing about.
Stop doom scrolling. Start smart listening with WSJS and WSJS.com. From Winston-Salem to High Point to Greensboro, we're the Triad's go-to for real conversation.
Let's go.
Dive into the latest hot takes, cold facts, and witty debates designed for the curious mind and delivered with flair. Stop doom scrolling and start tuning in. Keep your ears where they belong. WSJS. Embrace fresh conversations.
Let's go.
News, talk, and the Triad's Daily Pulse with Stephen Back.
When you talk big markets, yeah, that can be scary, but it's a relaxed event for them.
Where the Triad comes to life.
But I also think that it says there's huge misalignment in UNC's administration.
Your daily beat on the Triad streets.
Hubert, why did you go to just a six-man rotation in the second half?
Because that was my decision.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Beck. This morning at 9 a.m. on News Start Sports for the Triad, WSJS. Good morning, Triad, and welcome to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Back. Get ready to dive into the stories that matter most, the headlines shaping your day, the conversations everyone's having, and the local perspective you won't hear anywhere else. Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad. The Daily Pulse starts now on WSJS.
On the day it crowned a new champ and a 20-year run concluded, the PGA Tour's stop in Greensboro got its biggest news, I promise you, since Tiger Woods visited there back about 10, 11 years ago in 2015. Welcome in the Daily Pulse here with you on a Monday on the News Talk Sports Station in the Triad, WSJS. I'm Stephen Beck. If it's your first time hanging out with us, join the club with the promo that just said we weren't going to get here until 9. Everybody's sleeping on this as we launch off a new show time. We've been a couple hours delayed from now. 9 to 10 was our normal schedule, and we're kicking things up to a new time here this morning for you. 7 to 9, going to hang out for a couple of hours where we've got some really good stuff headed your way. Before we get to some of those things, at Stephen Beck TO, at WSJS Radio. Hope you'll give a follow to both of those. Not only are we shifting the show time, we're launching off a couple hours today, but I'll promise you this, and this is not one of those like, hey, hype it up moments that really at the end of it, you don't really know exactly that it's worth the hype. There's an Office episode that comes to mind right now, right off the get-go, that I'm thinking of, where Michael Scott has to deliver some bad news about healthcare plans. Early. First season, maybe the second or third episode. And instead of picking a healthcare plan himself, he ends up tasking Dwight to do it because he's, again, wanting to be the good guy, the good boss. But in the midst of all that, he promises the whole office, like, hey, I've got really good news. Like, you don't want to miss this. It's coming your way, 5 p.m. today. I'll get it to you. He goes out. He meets with like a AAA advisor, tries to get them a cruise, but realizes, man, I can't afford that. He ends up coming back with ice cream sandwiches, hands them all out. And in the midst of that, he's thinking like this is the surprise, kind of like, hey, ice cream sandwich for everybody. And Stanley's like, this isn't the special surprise, right? And so he's, no. At the end of the day, he's got nothing to deliver. So he hyped it up for nothing. I'm not hyping this for nothing. Later this week, we've got some really big time stuff, and we don't want you to miss it. And so that's why I tell you to follow along there. Again, at Stephen Beck TO, at WSJS Radio, both on X. You give those a follow or visit our site, WSJS.com. I promise you won't miss out on that. If you want to jump in ever, then the phone line is always open to you. That's my little thing here. We want to hear from you. Love for you to be involved. You see a traffic update, shout it out to us. We'll share it with others. 336-777-1600. As I said, couple of hours now to hang out with us. And Greensboro, the Triad, sports for the area and professional golf has survived. I can tell you that. First train of thought is going to be clicking over and thinking, okay, that's because they just crowned a new champion. The Wyndham tournament yesterday, that was awesome. Good weekend. No major weather delays. Again, a young crop, a young, talented, upcoming player actually that formerly played here in the Triad wins it. So it's all good news. I'm not even referring to any of that. We'll recap stuff for you, but I'm just going to tell you right now, the bigger news was off the course yesterday. So we'll share that with you. Also coming up in just a little bit, question. How much would you be willing to concede to Iran if it meant that the shipping channels were stabilized, oil prices were maintained at a reasonable level, not all over the map, and your wallet not getting just damaged every other week? And how much would you concede? How much would you give up? How much would you relinquish if you were the United States if that means that you avoid any more ongoing war? The saddest part to that is we've had a few armed service members deceased now. So there are already immediate concerns and drawbacks when you start talking about that three-letter word, war. You don't want to get too deep into that. But for this conflict, it's been ongoing. If you followed it all, the Daily Pulse myself, you would realize I term it as kind of like a Groundhog Day. I feel like we wake up every other day expecting and hearing at the start, well, there might be some traction here. A deal might be close. And then you turn around and give it 12 hours, 24 hours, and the story completely changes. We end up wash, rinse, repeating, doing almost the same thing. The definition of insanity, really. New details out this morning on that disagreement, and we'll see where that takes us. Plus, you don't want to miss out the story of how one man that you know became an esteemed North Carolina hero over the weekend. So we've got tons of stuff headed your way, but we kick it all off first with your latest headlines.
Our hotkeys are not working this morning. I don't know why, so hit it off for us.
Okay, they haven't woken up either this morning. Our latest headlines for you this morning.
Pulse check. It's what's happening right now.
Yeah, you got to love technology. It's not always up to speed as fast as I can get things rolling. I'd say the biggest headline out there right now is that we're expected to have heat funneling back into the Triad as we get into this week. We were on that nice little break pattern towards the end of July, but it seems like August is going to rear its head a little bit, reaching 90s over the next couple of days. And of course, that summer-like pattern with thunderstorms being on the mind, probably going to be spotty and depending on where you're located as to the significance or degree there. The Johnson County Little League 12U team got some good news over the weekend. They defeated Davies County out of Kentucky 2-0 yesterday in Greenville. That allows them now to win their softball world championship, giving the Archer Lodge area team its first national title. North Carolina has reached 3 of the past 4 championship games. Last won the softball title in 2024 through Pitt County. And relatives say electricity had been disconnected at the home where Tracy Swan, Kenny Swan, and their daughter Mahala were found deceased last week in Rocky Mount. The family reportedly owed more than $2,000 and had unsuccessfully, offered a partial payment. Authorities are investigating whether a generator was operating inside the home. Mayor Sandy Roberson directed staff to examine greater payment flexibilities ahead of tonight's city council meeting after their passing. Also on Monday mornings, we want to get you the latest from our financial sector as well. We turn to a trusted advisor, Doug Eslick, to help us out with that. He's located in Louisville, 112 Lowe's Foods Drive. And the best thing about these updates is he's gonna go on and hit on a number of different items, loaded and jam-packed with all sorts of beneficial information. Sometimes it's even a bit difficult to grab everything. But I give you his phone number because the greatest thing about Doug is he's often always open and available to you. If you just reach out by phone, I promise you he'll schedule an appointment. 336-477-6042 his phone number. Let's find out what's happening with the latest Monday morning market update.
It's time for your Monday Market Update with Doug Eslick, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. Let's take a look at where the markets stand as we begin the week.
This is financial advisor Doug Eslick from Edward Jones bringing you the financial market report. U.S. equity markets ended higher on Friday, with the S&P 500 reaching a record high. The July jobs report showed an unexpected decline in payrolls, although the unemployment rate also moved slightly lower. Investors appeared to focus on the report's softer wage and hiring trends, which may help reduce inflationary pressure and give the Fed less urgency to hike interest rates. Bond yields declined, with the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield near 4.64%. In international markets, Asia finished mixed overnight while Europe traded higher. In energy markets, WTI oil prices edged down near $77 per barrel amid reports that Iran and Oman are nearing an agreement that could reduce disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. dollar was weakened modestly against major currencies, consistent with the decline in Treasury yields. Total non-farm payrolls declined to 23,000 in July, well below forecasts for a gain of 95,000 and the average monthly increase of 34,000 over the past 12 months. The largest contributors to the drop were local government education, negative 50,000, leisure and hospitality, negative 40,000, and retail trade, negative 19,000. Payroll figures for May and June were also revised lower by a combined 103,000, indicating that hiring slowed more than previously reported. Despite July's job losses, the unemployment rate edged down to 4.1%, compared with expectations that it would hold steady at 4.2%, driven by a further reduction in the labor force participation rate. Average hourly earnings increased 3.2% from a year earlier, below estimates calling for a 3.5% rise, which could help ease inflationary pressure. The broader labor market appears to be cooling, but still roughly balanced. Approximately 7.4 million job openings continue to exceed the 6.9 million unemployed workers, which should help support household incomes, consumer spending, and the broader economy. The report could keep the Fed on track to hike, however. There may be somewhat less urgency now, with the timing likely dependent on incoming inflationary and employment data over the months ahead. With 88% of S&P 500 companies having reported earnings, results have been considerably stronger than expected. About 86% have beaten analyst estimates by an average upside surprise of 29%. As a result, forecasts for second quarter earnings growth have been revised sharply higher to 48%, more than double the 22% estimate at the end of the quarter. Energy companies are posting the strongest growth, supported by higher oil prices, followed by the communications and consumer discretionary sectors. Earnings gains have also been broad-based, with 10 of the 11 sectors reporting year-over-year increases. We believe wider participation can help make the market's advance more durable by reducing its reliance on a small group of mega-cap companies. It could also help create a more favorable backdrop for diversified portfolios. We continue to recommend overweight positions in U.S. large and mid-cap stocks, as well as emerging market equities, which we think stand to benefit from their exposure to tech innovation and related infrastructure build-out. We expect U.S. stocks to benefit from the relative strength of the U.S. economy, supported by a steady labor market and consumer spending. This has been the weekly financial market report, brought to you by Edward Jones and financial advisor Doug Eslick, member SIPC, serving investors with personalized attention and financial advice at 112 Lowe's Foods Drive in Louisville, North Carolina. If you would like additional information, please contact me at 336-477-6042.
Thank you, Doug. Look forward to having him actually hang out with us here in studio, maybe next week or I think maybe next week is what we're shooting for. So be sure that you're joining us then, because then it's better. We can get back and forth and talk more pertinent, actually real time financial information that Doug puts together for us on Mondays. His phone number again, 336-477-6042. We'll go ahead and take our break here. We come back. It was a good day on the course in Greensboro, and one player gets his second PGA Tour win. But I'm here to tell you the bigger news, the better win, was not on course. Huge for the Triad, though. Stay with us. We'll share coming back on the Daily Pulse.
Biscuit King in High Point and Lexington serves enormous, delicious, award-winning biscuits. Made from scratch and filled up with whatever you like best. Today's special is a sausage biscuit for only $2.19. Biscuit King. Delivery and online ordering available through BiscuitKingLex.com.
Life's loud. Stress is constant, and your body feels it. What if you could hit reset? Welcome to Pure Sweat Sauna Studio in Winston-Salem, your new destination for infrared sauna therapy and invigorating cold plunges designed to recharge your body and sharpen your mind. Boost circulation, recover faster, sleep deeper, think clearer. And the best part? Affordable memberships make it easy to make this your new routine. Stop running on empty. Start feeling your best with a visit to puresweatstudios.com.
Contractors, time is money, so let's cut to the chase. Southside Building Center wants to earn your business. We know you need reliable access to quality materials. You've got a schedule to keep and a budget to stay under. Southside has the inventory, pricing, and service to keep your jobs moving and your clients happy. From lumber and doors to windows, cabinets, and more, Southside has it, along with local service from a family-owned business.
Better materials, better pricing, built for pros. Stop by on Thomasville Road or at southsidebuildingcenter.com. Let's get to work.
Yeah, let's find some fun. Christian's got the guide, the Triad's wide. Planning your week with a rhythmic stride. From every local corner to the morning heat, the Triad Today calendar makes it complete. Get the details, get the plan. WSJS.com. WSJS.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar! La, 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 la.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
This hour of conversation is brought to you in part by Crossroads Ford in Kernersville, the Ford store that gives you more, just off I-40 on Highway 66.
Drive it, love it.
CrossroadsFordKernersville.com.
Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Back, where you feel the rhythm of the Triad.
I think we're all awake now. Welcoming you back to the Daily Pulse here on WSJS. I'm Stephen Beck. If you haven't joined us before, usually I'd been at 9. It'll be a change, I guess, as we get into the week here for everybody. Christian, how are you managing? I know you're more accustomed to this getting up early thing.
I'm here. I'm excited to see what happens, you know?
What do you mean? What happens? I mean,
it's good though. It's fine. Okay. I'm excited for the new show. Yeah.
It's new time amount of air that we are allowed to get here and spend with you, but it's something we've been doing. I don't know when we kicked off the Daily Pulse, but yeah, we've kind of had things rolling, and so I actually am hearkening well back into my earliest days on WSJS, actually, where I had to get up 3-4 in the morning, get in and try to prepare things, get ready to go. So for me, my sea legs aren't quite there yet, but we'll iron out the kinks, and we appreciate all those that are hanging with us already this early. Again, phone lines open 336-777-1600. We're going to use that. We got some giveaways, things to get to, and tons actually on the horizon here coming to our state. Most of these actually at Triad Amphitheater in Charlotte, like Josh Groban, Motley Crue, Avenged Sevenfold, and my personal favorite, Tim McGraw. They're all coming to Triad Amphitheater in Charlotte. We got tickets that we could give away for those. Plus, we also have Charlotte Football Club. They're playing DC United August 22nd. That's also in Charlotte, but this time at Bank of America Stadium. And maybe a $25 gift card to East Coast Wings. So those are some of the prize things that we're going to try to sling out to you guys as we go along here throughout the week. There was a big prize for Michael Brennan yesterday. He is your 2026 Wyndham Championship winner at just 24 years old. He closed with a 6 under 64 to finish 22 under for the tournament. This was the climactic moment as he finished up his round yesterday.
Fighting for birdie. How beautiful is that? Unbelievable performance.
Primarily, that was because of his play in holes 4 through 8. He ran off 5 straight birdies on the front 9. That's definitely the easier side at Sedgefield. He ended up beating out Bo Hostler, who both of them were tied going into the final round. It was big for Brennan just because the past couple of weeks, he was right on the verge of getting his second PGA Tour win, this one being his second. At the 3M Open and the Rocket Classic the past 2 weekends going into Sunday. I mean, he's top 5. He's right there. He's in contention trying to win. And at the 3M, he shot a 74 on Sunday. The Rocket Classic, he shot a 73. So he bettered both of those by 9, 10 shots to get this win yesterday. Former Demon Deacon player, used to, I guess, travel throughout, probably played Sedgefield, honestly. For the ACC Championship, they've hosted a number of times. I don't know if during his time at Wake that was the case, but gets his second PGA Tour title, as I said. All of this being a pretty big win for him, his career, because I'll also note that you may have even heard her in that clip that we just shared. His mom, very excited for the win. His family was there. That was a nice touch, but almost seconds after, she's given him an embrace on 18. He just holed out that putt. He just won the tournament. She's already telling him, hey, we're going to the Masters. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. We are going to. I mean, like, this is kind of the stuff that he's already thinking about that's really a bit life-changing, honestly, that he'll get to be a part of next season. Now, what also is life-changing for him more in the immediate, like I said, he wasn't even thinking about this, was that bubble watch, that FedEx Cup cut that we were talking about a lot last week as we were getting ready for this Wyndham tournament. Brennan himself, he had entered into the Wyndham number 105 on the FedEx Cup standings. So he needed a significant week to be able to even get into the FedEx Cup playoffs that start this next weekend. And that win catapulted him up to 47th. So now he's comfortably inside of that top 70, going to be able to play coming up, like I said, in the playoffs for golf later this weekend. What I don't know that many realize, though, was the bigger golf win was definitely off course. So we'll share that with you after some Iran news on WSJS.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Piedmont Triad area weather. We'll see partly to mostly sunny skies today. It'll be hot with highs in the lower 90s, west winds under 10 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight, lows falling into the mid 70s with a light southwest wind. Skies become partly sunny Tuesday with scattered afternoon storms, highs in the lower 90s. Widely scattered evening storms, then partly cloudy in mid 70s Tuesday night. Mostly sunny and mid 90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Matthew Harding for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. Join me at 12 noon for the Todd Starnes Show as we dive into the latest in politics, faith, and culture news. You'll hear from top newsmakers and have the chance to share your thoughts.
Tell me something.
Don't miss out on the conversation that matters to you. Make the Todd Starnes Show your home for insightful discussions and lively debates on News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS, and WSJS.com.
When someone you love serves our nation, their courage and sacrifice become part of our everyday life. The Purple Heart is a testament to that extraordinary bravery, a symbol of courage and sacrifice that marked their family's journey. At Northwest Piedmont Supporters of Wounded Veterans, they honor our heroes and stand by the families who share their journey. Join us as we celebrate our Purple Heart veterans and their families at the Northwest Piedmont Supporters of Wounded Veterans Purple Heart Banquet. It's a day to honor their courage, commitment, and sacrifice. Saturday, August 15th at the Richard Childress Racing Campus. Each Purple Heart recipient or family member of a Gold Star or deceased recipient receives 2 free tickets. Tickets available to the public for $25 per person. Call 336-462-2024. That's 336-462-2024. Online at Northwest Piedmont Supporters of Wounded Veterans.org or go to WSJS.com for more information.
You might be thinking, news, talk, sports? Oh no, that means endless scrolling and missing out. But when you're tuned into WSJS, you'll be thinking, wow, I'm in the loop, catching live shows, winning contests, and planning my next concert. Good radio can do that to a person.
This right here was made for me. Just stop.
At WSJS.com, listen live worldwide and discover your favorite show hosts, concert info, and local sports teams. Tune in, stay ahead.
The Triad's heartbeat every day. Your daily connection to the heart, hustle, and headlines of the Triad.
Feel ya. Heartbeat in electric car.
Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Beck, where you feel the rhythm of the Triad.
What's up? Happy Monday to you. The Daily Pulse back now here on WSJS, and I am Stephen Beck, hanging out with you this morning at Stephen Beck TO at WSJS Radio, plus 336-777-1600. The greatest ways to follow with us and get involved with the show. We do have a video feed up for those that may have not broken into this show prior to today, since we've moved times and we're on for a little bit longer. Easiest way to access that, you can do it on YouTube. But again, if you just follow those social media handles there on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, then it's easy. You just click right in. You can see me waving at you this morning, and we put up all sorts of images and videos, clips as we go along. We'll get you latest headlines coming up at the top of this next hour. Plus, actually, we're going to throw something new your way next segment called Rifled Headlines. Those are some things that we're just going to rifle off, fire away, and see what sticks this morning. But if I was to pick a world headline that no matter what day you really wake up for the past, I'm going to say 4 to 6 months at least, this one is somewhere in the mix. Your normal newspaper, cell phone with social media, websites, anything from like a news outlet all the way to your local outposts that you follow. And it goes back and forth depending on what day you read it. Whether or not the United States and Iran have reached some sort of agreement, that they're on the same page, that they're working to try to open up the Strait of Hormuz shipping lanes, whether or not they're going to end their airstrikes and they're fighting back and forth, your guess is as good as mine. A lot of cases, because I feel like it's been one step forward, 20 back, and it's also been very much a Groundhog Day episode where you feel like you're getting somewhere, and then by the end of the day, you turn around, you realize, well, we're right back where we started. Iran now says a deal over the Strait of Hormuz is almost finished. But the fine print is where it seems to get complicated here, and there's no surprise for me that they're going to play this kind of hardball. I'm actually a touch surprised that Iran is admitting anything in the media, because a lot of times they'll not say anything, or if they do, they say, yeah, we haven't been in any type of negotiations. What are you talking about? Tehran is essentially saying that reopening the world's most important oil route, that Strait of Hormuz, depends now on what Washington is willing to give up. So the question presents itself, if you're President Trump, if you're Marco Rubio, if you're anybody at the negotiating table here with Iran, how much can you really trust to start with? How much weakness, if any, do you want to try to show? Because again, this is kind of like a chess game. How much would you be willing to concede to Iran? Because you have to also understand that they're not going to want to concede much of anything to you. But if that means that it stabilizes the shipping channels, it stabilizes the oil prices, it avoids a much larger war or any more fighting, are you willing to give things up? Is reopening commercial shipping worth sanctions relief? And then who should really control this shipping area? Panama Canal is really quieted down. That was, I guess, for the first year of President Trump's next time being in office here as the 47th president. That was a big conversation, like who's controlling that Panama Canal. And we did the majority of work. It was on the backs of Americans to really get this thing constructed. Shouldn't it be us to be a major stakeholder in that shipping channel itself, in the Panama? Our military is getting charged each and every time it travels through that space, but we're the ones that we put up all of this and we built it, and many people passed away. There was lots of disease. There was a lot of problems to get it done. You could ask kind of the same things around this Strait of Hormuz. Americans have lost their lives here in this most current disagreement. So who should control that? And should U.S. policy be judged by diplomatic statements or by the actual traffic that we see through the Strait of Hormuz? Because the United States will come out and we'll say, like, hey, things are close. We're almost reaching a deal. But then right now, realistically, the amount of ships traveling through that strait, it's not overly significant, I don't think. So Iran's saying that they're close to a brokered shipping agreement, but Tehran is tying this full reopening, a complete reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, to the concessions that the United States might be willing to give, like sanctions relief, compensation for damages from airstrikes, which I think that's nuts, and release of frozen Iranian assets and end to the military threats. So we'll just have to kind of play it and see. That being probably a big world headline that's out there. On more of the local area, though, the biggest headline I can deliver to you this morning is that professional golf is surviving here in the Triad. Lots of uncertainty whether or not that was going to happen, but according to a new Sports Business Journal report that's just out, this is huge news. The PGA Tour stop, long time being here in Greensboro, has secured a future on the backs of Raymond James Financial. They're expected to become the tournament's new title sponsor. See, this was the last year, that tournament that just finished up yesterday. It was the last year that the Wyndham Championship was going to be its main title sponsor. We knew that going in. That presented a lot of questions of the future. But if you don't think that that's very big, the other part to this report is even bigger, in my opinion. The PGA Tour, Brian Rowlap, new commissioner, has decided that coming up this next golf season, they're going to roll out a tiered system, meaning that no longer will you find one set of tournaments for the PGA Tour on any given weekend. It could be a tier 2 event. It could be a tier 1 event, or I guess without understanding exactly what they're going to do with the schedule because they haven't formally released anything, it could be both. It could be your best players, your primetime guys on the tier 1 with the highest purses, with the best courses, with the stop that gets probably the most coverage and the TV element. And then it could also be your tier 2 guys who are out there battling, trying to keep their card, trying to survive. There's probably sponsors exemptions. There's Monday qualifiers, all the guys that are not probably your former champions or the names that really draw a ton of interest, and the purses are lower. And I don't know whether or not a TV outlet like CBS, NBC, some of these bigger networks that cover golf annually, I don't foresee them being at all interested in a tier 2 event. I don't know what they really benefit or get out of it. The Golf Network, Golf Channel might take that on, or a Netflix or something that's not mainstream. But man, if I'm up in the offices of one of those major network outlets this morning and I'm looking at a tier 2 event with a lower purse, names that probably don't draw a ton of interest or headlines, and events that may or may not have significant backing, I'm like, I'm not putting that on TV. We'll put reruns of, I don't know, whatever you want. Seinfeld. That's what I would choose over that. And I'm a golf guy. So the bigger news that I deliver isn't necessarily that now it's going to be the Raymond James Financial Championship or whatever they want to call it in Greensboro, but that they've also elected to make this tournament a tier 1 event, a championship series, what they're calling it, designation. So that means instead of actually having an $8.5 million purse like the tournament just had this last weekend, Michael Brennan, who won it at 22 under par, he took home about $1.5 million, which is not a bad payday if you're 24 years old. I'd take that in a heartbeat. Now, all tournaments at this tier 1 championship level have a purse of at least $20 million. That means that the winner goes from $1.5 million to winning $11.5 million on one weekend, roughly 135% increase. There's no sponsor exemptions, no alternate list. Supposed to be the best of the best with a reduced schedule. You never know. You might see a Rory McIlroy tee it up in Greensboro or Scotty Scheffler in Greensboro. You're expected to get a better list of names. And what Greensboro did here is it beat out cities like maybe Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle. I mean, they haven't announced exactly. The PGA Tour says they've got about 10 to 15 spots that they're having to mull through and decide. And according to the Sports Business Journal, Greensboro is one of those. Now, I had been saying for weeks leading up to this, the Wyndham Championship, that would be a move that the PGA Tour needs to make. It's a need, biased probably for me to say that, and knowing that Sedgefield is by far my favorite golf course. But beyond even that, there's a historical element to this tournament that can't be replicated easily. This tournament goes back to 1938, this being the 87th edition, and it's one of the oldest events they've got on tour. The winners back in the day were guys like Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros. I mean, this is a big-time list of guys. Tiger showed up in 2015. That was a big get in the modern era. But can you imagine just almost lopping off any type of history from a game that relies a lot upon it? Tiger and Jack Nicklaus, ask the two of them with the amount of wins that they have, if those really matter. That's the olden days of golf. Now, if you're starting to talk about guys like Michael Brennan, who won just this weekend, or we're going to talk a little bit of Jackson Coyven when we recap my pulse picks coming up in just a little bit. This course, it's a shot maker. Greens are lightning fast. It allows a lot of high scoring, which is exciting for fans. Could be volatility on the back nine as people are chasing each other. A little bit of that, don't confuse this, but it's a bit of that Masters-esque moment on a Sunday when everybody, the lead starts switching and the back nine really means a lot. Sedgefield's kind of got that set up. So big news for golf to survive, and Greensboro will continue to break that down as we get closer to taking a break here. I want to go ahead and share with you as well. We got your rifled headlines just on the horizon. A new thing as we get into the fall, and fall presents itself as a nice time for people to reset. Now, in that reset, scheduling can also begin to be an interesting juggle, depending, because as kids get back to school and you've had this whole summer time frame where you get kind of used to how your day's managed and set up, and then it just flips and switches. So getting your kids to school, maybe picking them up, can be a touch challenging. Well, the YMCA steps in to try to help you with before and after school care. The YMCA of Western North Carolina has 13 branches. You can go into any of these to get your kids signed up. But before the school bell rings, after the day ends, your kids have a safe environment, a place they can go, make new friendships, run around, play, enjoy time spent with other kids. With their before and after school care, the YMCA of Northwest North Carolina, you sign up online as well, ymcanwnc.org. We'll take our break here. We come back. Rifled headlines for you on the News, Talk, and Sports Station in the Triad, WSJS.
The Cookout Southern 500. The chase for the next NASCAR Cup Series champion starts here. The NASCAR Chase Weekend at Darlington Raceway, September 5th through 6th. Get your tickets now at darlingtonraceway.com.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Tar Heel Basement Systems is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Uh-oh. Hear that creak? You know what I mean. Your garage door's groan signals trouble ahead. Ignoring it could lead to costly repairs or even accidents. But don't worry. Precision Garage Door has your back with their Safe and Sound package. Enjoy a 25-point safety inspection, performance tweaks, lubrication, and a detailed diagnostic report, all for just $79. Keep your garage smooth and secure. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com today. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd on WSJS.
I had two NBA sources tonight, two people in the league, one an executive, one a scout, say that it's a disease. He suddenly thinks he's the smartest guy in every room he's in. I've worked with people in the media. You get into a really bad space. You make a lot of money. Suddenly you're absolutely sure. You don't want to listen to your bosses. You don't want to listen to consultants. You don't want to listen to teammates.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Yes, I'm opinionated. I make you think, though, I hope, and react.
This afternoon at 5 on WSJS.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Thanks to your support, the nonprofits VetTix and First Tix have given away tens of millions of tickets and counting to America's heroes. Got extra tickets to concerts, games, or special events? Or want to see if you qualify? Go to vettix.org and firsttix.org today.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Back. covering what matters most across the Triad with voices you trust and stories that resonate.
All right. Might be new for you guys a little bit this morning, just like it is for me. So welcome. The Daily Pulse has shifted on you a touch here. We were at 9 for an hour. Now we're at 7 for 2 hours. So I don't want you to miss that and just tag along with this because we got more on the way to announce and share with you as we get into the week a little bit deeper. I'm excited about a lot of this stuff. One of the newer things, though, with the Daily Pulse, we're going to try to get you more stuff, more information, more of the conversation. The whole idea of the Daily Pulse is to be talking about things that everybody's talking about. It's the latest, it's the greatest, it's the top stuff. And so we do that also with a new segment we're calling Rifled Headlines.
So number 5.
Play the opening,
guy. Gosh, I'm sorry.
The Daily Pulse Rifled Headlines. Firing off stories faster than a speeding bullet.
Christian's
I got excited.
Jumping the gun big time. I'm like, hey, hit the music bed. That's the first job you got over there.
I know.
Use those fingers, man. Christian's so excited because he gets to read off some rifled headlines. What do you got for number 5 this morning?
All right, number 5, we got the White House's $250 Patriot Games are raising questions. It's a new youth athletic competition tied to the America's 250th birthday, featuring teenagers, representatives from all around the country competing for a $250,000 scholarship. But there are some questions surrounding it.
I wonder what what would a question be that you would have over that? I mean, sounds good to me. $250,000 scholarship.
I guess it's like eligibility, like age and all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing I could really think of.
Yeah, those would be fair questions. I'll tell you, if we have time to get to it, it's really sad that this even has to be a question nowadays. But whether or not a male could compete in a female-oriented sport or division is probably a question that's going to arise because the WNBA is all on top of that right now. Plus, they're also right in the midst of now a racial, I don't want to say controversy quite yet, but race has now been entered into the discussion after some stuff from this weekend. So we may or may not get to that. What you got for number 4?
Number 4, Amanda Knox is doing a comedy show based on her murder case. She's returning her experience surrounding the Meredith Kercher murder case in a one-woman comedy show in Edinburgh Fringe.
Interesting. So they're mixing comedy. Let me get this
murder,
right.
Yes.
With murder. Okay. That's going to be a fine line to walk.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we'll try to get the rest of the rifled headlines to you guys coming up this next hour. There's still numbers 3, 2, and 1. Christian be overly excited up until that moment. Might pee his pants in there. All right, we'll take our break here. We come back for a whole nother hour if you stay with us as we iron things out on a new Daily Pulse 2 hours Monday here on WSJS.
School, serving over 1,000 students from preschool through 12th grade, is accepting applications for the 2026-2027 school year. Submit your application before February 1st to receive early consideration in the admissions process. See why so many families choose Calvary for its commitment to faith-centered education and academic excellence. Schedule your campus tour today, 336-714-5575. That's 336-714-5575. Or visit online at calvaryday.school.
Experience. It's what transforms or drive into a journey. No rush, no stress, just the open road and the hum of precision engineering. At Modern Infinity on Peters Creek Parkway, they offer the best experiences. From sleek new models to reliable pre-owned vehicles, each drive is a promise of precision and ease. Discover the modern difference today. Modern Infinity in Winston-Salem. More than a car, it's your next adventure. Get ready to drive. Get ready to experience the difference. Modern Infinity of WestonSalem.com.
Hey, it's Josh Graham here. While I still call the Triad home, the show's gone national. And you can catch me on Westwood One Sports Night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, right here on WSJS. Plus, you can catch me on the weekends, 4 to 7 p.m. Don't miss the up-to-the-minute scores and hot takes on everything sports on News Talk Sports for the Triad and the home of Josh Graham, WSJS.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-791-1313. That's 800-791-1313.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. We are the Triad's News Talk and Sports Station. WSJS Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point, Burlington. Online at WSJS.com.
Good morning, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and all the Triad. Stay tuned for news you need and weather you trust on WSJS, the Triad's leader in news and weather updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Your next updates are here in less than a minute, thanks to Logan Heating and Cooling, your total comfort specialist since 1952. From breaking news to breaking clouds, we've got you covered. Your world, your weather, right now. From WSJS and Logan Heating and Cooling.
They cool your summers, they warm your winters. Logan Heating and Cooling bring comfort to your home. They're the trusted hands behind every cozy moment. From sunny days to frosty nights, Logan Heating and Cooling ensures your home is just right. Since 1952, they've been the choice for families and businesses alike. Licensed experts in HVAC, electrical, and more. Your comfort is their climate. Visit Logan Heating and Cooling in Winston-Salem. Online at loganhvac.com.
Piedmont Triad area weather. We'll see partly to mostly sunny skies today. It'll be hot with highs in the lower 90s, west winds under 10 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight, lows falling into the mid 70s with a light southwest wind. Skies become partly sunny Tuesday with scattered afternoon storms, highs in the lower 90s. Widely scattered evening storms, then partly cloudy in mid 70s Tuesday night. Mostly sunny and mid 90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Matthew Harding for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Earned history.
Nobody's sitting down.
Chased glory. Lived consequences. 500 miles against the Lady in Black. A NASCAR Crown Jewel Too Tough to Tame Labor Day Weekend Classic. The Cookout Southern 500. The chase for the next NASCAR Cup Series champion starts here. The NASCAR Chase Weekend at Darlington Raceway, September 5th through 6th. Get your tickets now at darlingtonraceway.com.
What makes WSJS the Triad's choice? It's not just the voices you hear. It's not the breaking news, nor the sports scores. It's not even the sum of every talk show and special report, crafted with insight and care. It's the connection we build, the moments and conversation that resonate and engage day after day. This is all we broadcast, but we broadcast it all so that, in time, you can make it your own. Visit us online at WSJS.com.
News, talk, and the Triad's Daily Pulse with Stephen Back.
We want to tell you about their Pimento Cheese Festival,
where the Triad comes to life.
They had an NFL champion hired us the coach and Duke beat Carolina in football this year.
Your daily beat on the Triad streets.
And it caused a massive traffic jam that has now gone viral.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Beck. This morning at 9 a.m. on New Start Sports for the Triad, WSJS. The Daily Pulse, where you feel the rhythm of the Triad. Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Back.
All right. Daily Pulse back here with you on WSJS. I am Stephen Beck, laughing because you can tell, well, I'm not at 9 anymore. I'm at 7 and 8. 9, we'll see. Maybe they'll keep me on. Maybe they'll kick me off. We'll find out. It's a fresh week here. Happy to have you back with us if it's something you've been joining for at 9. If this is your first go with us, though, I promise we'll get all these little kinks and things ironed out. New show time means you find all these things that you forgot or that, somebody was on vacation this time of the year. The computer decides to do some funky stuff. It's all good. Coming up this hour, though, we're still going to have lots of fun. We'll get back to those rifled headlines. I also have a story coming up where, sometimes heroes come in all shapes and sizes. And I had to put my cape on this weekend. So stay tuned to find out how I sprung into action. If you are getting ready, though, to take one last little summer vacay, I did mine this weekend. You got, like a week or two, maybe, before kids are really back in school. You don't want to end up on a flight like some folks were in British Columbia. And I remember doing some of the first early flying with my kids when they were super young. My in-laws are up north, so we travel up towards the Rhode Island area frequently. And I remember doing this when they were super young. And at that time, a lot of the anxieties, especially for mom, in my case, were more about like, well, how are they going to react? What are they going to do on the flight? Are they going to interrupt people? Are they going to make noises? Are they going to do... Oh, I bet there were some real heated people on this flight. So we'll tell you that story here coming up in just a little bit. First, though, for the top of this hour, let's get you updated with the latest headlines.
1, 2, let's go.
Good news out of Johnston County in North Carolina, where the Little League 12U softball team beat Davies County out of Kentucky 2-0 yesterday in Greenville. Anna Lynn Clark pitched a complete game shutout, giving the Archer Lodge area team its first national championship, the first for North Carolina since 2024. More than 200 Surrey County flood damage sites have officially been reported. Local assessments have identified more than 200 damaged sites following last weekend's flash flooding. Officials say Surrey County has not yet met the state's threshold, that is, for assistance, leaving damage documentation especially important at this stage. And finally, 5 candidates remain before today's NC-11 selection. Western North Carolina Republican officials meet today to replace Chuck Edwards as their congressional nominee. State Senator Tim Moffitt withdrew from consideration. The announced possibilities are State Rep Jennifer Balcom, Ken McKim, Chad Nesbitt, Matthew Burrell, and Christy Sluter. I am still riding a touch of the high from late last week. We had the Hall of Fame game, and the Carolina Panthers were a part of that against the Arizona Cardinals. Over the weekend, Luke Kuechly, enshrined, inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. Thought that his speech was very well done. I mean, he's top 3, I'd say, for me when it comes to Carolina Panthers former players. Not going to give you the other 2 because I think there would be controversy with at least one of those on some people's minds. But just, man, the way that he attacked the game of football from his days at Boston College straight into the NFL, it was unsurprising to me when he stepped up at the mic that he was also well-spoken, well put together. He's going to be actually doing some color commentary. He has been doing it previously with the Carolina Panthers radio network, but now for Netflix, I should say, coming up this NFL season, I think they've got him in the broadcast booth, joining his buddy Greg Olson, who was on hand for all this stuff. They were chumming it up during the Hall of Fame game. And the Carolina Panthers, they cemented the end of a really good Hall of Fame game for the first preseason game. I thought it would be a snoozer in a way. I thought there would be a lot of turnovers. I thought there'd be a lot of flags. I thought straight up it would just be abysmal, ugly football. And on the contrary, 33-30 game where Haynes King drove the field for the Carolina Panthers and in the waning seconds dives into the end zone to score the game-winning touchdown. I mean, where do you find complaints really for that weekend in Canton for the Panthers? Until they roll it back out in Charlotte here this week, and we're finding out now that the third-string quarterback who stepped up, played huge, impressed a lot of people, myself included. I thought that he would be a really good prospect. I knew that quarterback room needed competition. I didn't realize that Haynes King would be the competitor that I think he really will be on the heels of Bryce Young in that room. But now as they're getting set for another week ahead here, it's just another injury. Haynes King now reported to be week to week, where he injured his hamstring on that final play. And Dave Canales gave an update yesterday.
Dave, what can you tell us about Haynes King and the hamstring flare-up?
Yeah, I mean, from what I understood, it was on that last play where he kind of like lunged and dove for the goal line and really gave everything he had, literally. And so, got his hamstring there, and we'll just keep evaluating him on a weekly basis. I do not see him coming back for this game for sure. We'll reevaluate him on the following week to see when we can get him back.
Right after he scored, he got up, and in the scrum, it looked like his leg buckled. Did that contribute at all? Do you know?
I don't know about that. I didn't see that. I would imagine if it was already hurt on the play, and then he's jumping around with his buddies, I mean, then his hamstring wouldn't be feeling great in that situation. But caught up in the.
Yeah, so he's week to week. Not going to probably play coming up this weekend. I think their game is actually Thursday again this week. And they've already replaced they just need arms right now in the preseason. I think Bryce Young and the starters also announced to actually play coming up this week. But Kyle Trask, who previously played for the Tampa Bay Bucks and spent last season on the practice squad of the Atlanta Falcons, is taking up space now, just trying to, I guess, give an extra arm there. But my issue here is the timing of this injury, because I think that is going to tamper down the hope that Haynes King honestly could have leapfrogged Kenny Pickett in the room, been the backup, legitimate. I am not trying to, create a storyline that I feel like isn't substantiated here. And I realize, again, you have to almost tamper your excitement in an early preseason game like I got with Haynes King, because that's his second and third string defenders that he's out there against. But mind you, he's also out there playing with second and third string guys in front of him and around him. And he's making them all look better. He dropped back and used an arm that I would say that was probably the biggest question mark around him as a player. Completed 62% of his passes. Then he went on to account for 3 touchdowns on the night, rushing for 39 yards. That's showing the dual abilities that you love to have out of a guy that's 6'4", not maybe 5'9", 5'10", like Bryce is. Kenny Pickett, meanwhile, he didn't do anything wrong in the game. I think he was like 6 of 11 passing. He got a pretty quick leash early. But I don't see tons of competition from a Kenny Pickett. If you want a guy that's just going to stand back there, hold the clipboard, listen to the play calls in the headset while Bryce is out there doing whatever he is, not necessarily spurring on a winning drive or a monumental moment. Haynes King's done that one game in the pros, already done. Led a comeback, made plays when he had to do it. I've never seen that out of Kenny Pickett in his entire NFL backup career that he's had. So we'll have to try to keep an eye on the timing of this injury, because now you're missing valuable moments in game if you're Haynes King. You just can't make this time up to prove yourself. So it's kind of tough. Hope he gets back in a week, not weeks. We'll take our break here. When we come back, we've got a hero story for you. We're also going to get back to those rifled headlines. And is Miss North Carolina, who was just recently dethroned, by the way, is that because she's a Christian woman? That's the question she has. We'll have it for you here on the Daily Pulse.
Biscuit King in High Point and Lexington serves enormous, delicious, award-winning biscuits. Made from scratch and filled up with whatever you like best. Today's special is a sausage biscuit for only $2.19. Biscuit King. Delivery and online ordering available through BiscuitKingLex.com.
Like changes, then it changes again. That's why when it comes to your financial goals, the Edward Jones philosophy is you can't predict the unexpected, but you can prepare. Challenges such as job loss, change in health, or loss of a loved one could disrupt your family's financial security. Edward Jones financial advisor Doug Eslick can help you prepare for life's ups and downs. Call 336-477-6042 to get your plan in place. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
A historic concert coming to Bowman Gray Stadium. Trace Adkins' 30th anniversary tour with Aaron Tippin. Friday night, August 14th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets on sale now, starting at $50, available at Ticketmaster.com. Once in a lifetime night you won't want to miss at Winston-Salem's Bowman Gray Stadium. Trace Adkins' 30th anniversary tour with Aaron Tippin. Friday night, August 14th at 6:30 p.m.
We are here for you.
Morning commutes, late night drives, or a quiet moment at home. Your message deserves to be heard. With WSJS, your brand rides along, turning listeners into loyal customers. Imagine your business growing with every mile traveled, every radio dial turned. Let WSJS amplify your voice. Discover the power of radio. Visit WSJS.com and click on Advertise with Us. Make your brand the talk of the Triad.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green?
Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
In a world that moves a million miles a second, Haagen-Dazs invites you to slow down and savor every delicious bite. Take it one almond at a time with the Haagen-Dazs Vanilla Milk Chocolate Almond Bar. Madagascar vanilla, rich milk chocolate, and toasted California almonds make this unmatched icon legendary. Whatever Dazs you savor, a snack bar or your favorite flavor, say goodbye to the fast life and hello to savoring the finest ingredients and the richest and creamiest ice cream. That's Dazs, available at retailers nationwide.
I was choosing alcohol over my family. That's when I made the call. Now I'm finding better ways to cope.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Back. Your daily connection to the heart, hustle, and headlines of the Triad.
Welcome back into the Daily Pulse. Stephen Beck here with you, and Christian Snyder hanging out this morning as we lead up to 9 o'clock, our new show time, switching over to 7 a.m. for 2 hours, going up until 9 instead of 9 to 10 as it was before. Brian Kilmeade going to follow us up and a whole lineup ahead on WSJS. We also have our podcasts that are up immediately as we finish the show, honestly. So if you ever miss anything in the 2 hours now and you want to try to grab it, then make sure that you go and tap in WSJS.com, and I'll lead you there again to keep your eyes on that as we get later into this week. Some really exciting stuff to come that way as well. One of the newer exciting things that we've jumped in and added to a Daily Pulse program that's got some changes happening here for the fall is our rifled headlines. So we revisit those now.
The Daily Pulse Rifled Headlines. Firing off stories faster than a speeding bullet.
We'll try to get you as much as we can each and every day to help your day get started. And I think, Christian, where we left off was number 3.
Yes, number 3. 56 decomposing bodies found in Chicago funeral home. Authorities discovered the remains of 56 people improperly stored at a funeral home in Chicago. And state officials are investigating to identify the remains and determine what's happened.
So how many did you say?
56.
56. I didn't know. I've never been at that side of a funeral home in all my business ventures I've done entrepreneurially. I never would have guessed that they would have had in the 50s in terms of people that have passed that they're actively working with even. So that they added up to that number is a bit surprising. I would have said more like maybe 10 to 12 at most at any given time. 50 some? That's a morgue, right? That's not a funeral home.
Yeah, you're looking at a morgue. All right. Number 2 is the Tupac murder is finally beginning nearly 30 years later.
Whoa, I thought he was still alive.
Suspicions? Who knows?
There's a lot of people. Conspiracy theorists. Some say Tupac still lives. Okay, his trial's starting. What's the details here?
So the jury selection begins today in Las Vegas for the accused orchestrating of the 1996 drive-by shooting that killing Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, 96 till now. That's a long time. So. If I was a witness, if I was a defendant, if I was really anybody with pertinent information on this case, it's like, do I even recall exactly what happened here? This is so long ago. Statute of limitations? I don't know. Interesting though. I hope they are able to facilitate a jury there that's not like. Everybody's heard of Tupac, really, right?
Right.
So
right.
Getting a jury for this is bound to be difficult.
Yeah. And number 1, AOC is freezing her eggs. So Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez says she's begun the process of freezing her eggs at the age of 36, saying that she wants more control over her future. In possible 2028 presidential run, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I saw this on social media over the weekend. She shared a video where I think she was sitting on like a bed or something. And she, kind of grabs like a bit of her stomach and, shoots herself with a shot. And people are like, whoa, what is this? I think that I've already seen the Kamala Harris for 2028 out of the Democratic Party.
Right.
I know the AOC is well out into left field. I mean, she is something interesting, but I would almost still bank that she would do better in a presidential election just based off of her sheer person than Kamala would. So I don't know. I mean, probably not the greatest choice for just a mainstream historical Democrat out of either of those two, honestly. But yeah, I would venture to think that the freezing of the eggs probably alludes stronger that she is going to run than if she wasn't.
Right. I would agree.
And I also saw, I didn't know this about her personal life, but I also saw online over the weekend that people were saying, she's had a long time boyfriend or something. They're kind of wondering to themselves what I was reading is like, why have you waited this long? And now why are you freezing your eggs if you've already had this significant relationship that's already been ongoing? I don't know. I'm not sure, but those are your rifled headlines. We'll be sure that we continue those each and every day here on the Daily Pulse to get you as much information as we can on any given day. The weekend I had was nice because I was using it as a way before we kicked off a whole new show time, before we really got into the fall season. My wife is a teacher. My kids will be headed back to school. I had yet actually had a vacation. And so coming up after the bottom of the hour, I'll share with you a little story of what happened on that trip and how I stepped in at one person's most delicate time, we'll say. So be sure that you're with us here after the bottom of the hour. There is another story here in North Carolina that we intended to get to last week. And oftentimes with that 1 hour, we ran out of time, and I'm happy that I'm able to get a little bit more time so I can share more stuff with you. This one being one that's now still a bit tumultuous and still ongoing is that our own Miss North Carolina was dethroned from just winning the title in June. Her name's Brittany Bolton House, and she's now publicly pushing back on the fact that her title was stripped away. She's saying that it was taken because of her conservative political views and the fact that she's a Christian. That's why she's saying, hey, they ripped the crown from me. She's 27, won the title in June, like I said, representing our state, our home, North Carolina, in the Miss USA pageant, 75th iteration of that in Miami, actually later this month. She spoke publicly for the first time after they removed her crown, and this was her quote. This is it right here. She says, I believe and think I was stripped from my title because of my political stance and my belief system and as a conservative Christian woman. That's not the full story, though. Like from its face right there, if that's where it ended, a lot of people would be like, yeah, I could see how that might happen this day and age. I could see how that would happen. But the pageant organizers, they immediately added more context here. Blaze Productions, which operates the Miss NC USA pageant, said the decision was not based on her political views or her religion or other protected viewpoints. Instead, organizers said the decision followed a thorough review of a recently surfaced social media image that showed multiple conversations and times where Brittany Boltonhouse had used the N-word on social media. There were times that came out in 2017 and 2019, all in there, where she used offensive language, offensive material, used the N-word, allegedly. And so after seeing this, they stripped the title. They said, hey, sorry, we need that crown back. We don't want you to represent North Carolina anymore. You're done. Are you able to justify stripping a title like that if this isn't in a rule somewhere? I think you are. Especially happy that representing our state, it's somebody else that's going to get shifted in here that's not controversial. I think that automatically puts you at a disadvantage as you move into this pageant. Could you imagine trying to win Miss USA if this was already ongoing? So I don't know the full context here and exactly what is what, but I am happy to see the replacement. We're going to take our break. We come back. I'm a hero.
Because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Ow! Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Piedmont Triad area weather. We'll see partly to mostly sunny skies today. It'll be hot with highs in the lower 90s, west winds under 10 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight, lows falling into the mid 70s with a light southwest wind. Skies become partly sunny Tuesday with scattered afternoon storms, highs in the lower 90s. Widely scattered evening storms, then partly cloudy and mid 70s Tuesday night. Mostly sunny and mid 90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Matthew Harding for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor, call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Tar Heel Basement Systems is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Uh-oh. Hear that creak? You know what I mean. Your garage door's groan signals trouble ahead. Ignoring it could lead to costly repairs or even accidents. But don't worry. Precision Garage Door has your back with their Safe and Sound package. Enjoy a 25-point safety inspection, performance tweaks, lubrication, and a detailed diagnostic report, all for just $79. Keep your garage smooth and secure. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com today. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
You wake up craving the latest news, talk, sports, and weather. You tune into WSJS.com, where you listen live worldwide. Dive into stories with your favorite show hosts. Discover the latest concert info and exciting contests. Attend live appearances and cheer for your sports teams. From dusk to dawn, WSJS.com keeps you informed, entertained, and connected. It's your world, your station. Visit WSJS.com today, where news meets you at every moment.
Between endless meetings, tee times, and a desire to improve your swing, finding the perfect golf show can be a real challenge. Hi, my name is Jay Delsing. I'm a two-time All-American and a 25-year PGA Tour veteran. Join me Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. for celebrity guests, laughter, and tips to elevate your play. Golf with Jay Delsing. Hit the greens with us Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on WSJS.
Come on out and play.
The Triad's heartbeat every day. Your daily connection to the heart, hustle, and headlines of the Triad.
Feel your heartbeat in electric cat.
Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Back, where you feel the rhythm of the Triad.
We are back on the News Talking Sports Station here in the Triad. WSJS is High Point, it's Greensboro, it's Winston, and the surrounding. It's probably surprising some people that are waking up this morning. The Daily Pulse, it's been there for you, 9 to 10. If you've missed it, though, we're happy to have you with us now. We're now 7 to 9 for a couple hours here, Monday through Friday. At Stephen Beck TO at WSJS Radio and 336-777-1600. All the greatest ways to be involved. Get in touch with yours truly as we go. Coming up here in just a few, we'll recap our Pulse picks from the Wyndham Championship that just finished up. And also, if you're just jumping in and sharing time with us, the Wyndham's going to live on. Not under that name, though, but it's big news for the Triad. So maybe we'll recap a touch of that for you as well. Plus, kids on planes. I don't know if you've been there. Maybe you've had good experience. Maybe you had a bad experience. Well, there was one bad experience, I can tell you, for people flying out of British Columbia here over the weekend. But I must say, not all heroes wear capes. And they come in all different shapes and sizes. And you know, I just have a hard time sharing this morning with you guys that you're looking at one if you're watching our video feed, and you're listening to one if you're not. I was sharing that I went on a little last minute end of summer kind of vacation, fall time, leads my wife to get back to work. She's a teacher. My kids will be back in school. We were switching over to this new Showtime. So I felt like, yeah, let's kind of spring in there, try to get one last hurrah in. Honestly, I hadn't taken a vacation throughout this summer. You know, some of us actually have to work. I don't know about the rest of you guys, like Christian, who took like a whole week off sometime. When did you do that? What month was that?
First week of July, or June.
Okay. Yeah. So you were the early bird. You're like, as soon as summer even is a possibility, I'm gone.
I'm out.
Meanwhile, we're holding down the fort here, keeping things rolling. And so I'm like, okay, I won't even take time from the workplace. I'm going to do it over the weekend. So I went to a place here right on our coast, North Carolina. I love to get there. Oak Island, North Carolina. You been to Oak Island before, Christian?
I think I've been only once. So I want to get back.
Well, in terms of where it was when I started going to where it is now, it's dramatically different. There's numbers of transplants, I feel like, that have decided our coast is the best place in the country, maybe the world, to retire. And so Oak Island's just one of those spots where at one time there wasn't a grocery store on the island. Now it's got like 8 that surround it. And, now they charge for parking to get out on the beach. Just the number of chain type restaurants and establishments are up a lot. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's different. So I've been going there for a long time. And like I said, this last weekend, I decided let's get back there. And the good part is I was with family, with friends, able to spend some time, able to relax. That's all I care about on a vacation like that. But part of it, for people that really know me, wouldn't be a surprise. I got out and swung the sticks a little bit over the weekend. Decided that, it's good opportunity again to do something different that I don't always have time to do. So we'll go out, we'll play a little bit of par 3. It's me, my dad, my nephew, and his dad, brother-in-law. Normal round pretty much. I'm cruising, hitting pretty good shots, I'd say, playing my average game. I'm what you would consider a weekend warrior, so I don't practice a whole ton. I don't. It's not like I get out and grind on a driving range somewhere to try to prepare. But I was playing fine. And the one little caveat of this course, it's an Oak Island, public par 3 course. The greens are what they are. I mean, they're not something I'm going to practice a whole ton, or even I don't even carry a putter to play. I mean, playing par 3, I've got 3 clubs: sand wedge, pitching wedge, 7-iron. So I'm just not going to even attempt to roll a significant putt. I'm just going to, play it as it comes. So I'm casually playing through the round, get to about, I want to say it was the 3rd hole. I found myself, I think I was like 1 over at the time, cruising along, and I was getting ready to attempt a par putt on the 3rd. My brother-in-law was attempting, I think, either a par or bogey putt, but he was actually physically over his putt at the time. And around this course, as many of these communities are like just townhome. How many people can we pack into this beach area? And how much can we charge for this type of house, which is, again, that's another huge change for the island. And so you got townhomes that are backing right up to this 3rd green. He's over his putt. Next thing you know, you hear, ow, 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 ow. What do you do, Christian?
Look around with a very concerned look.
It's like, what does that even mean? Like, ow, ow, ow. I mean, okay, sure. Awesome. So I didn't think much of it. I mean, we did, my brother-in-law actually exclaimed as he's in putting position here, getting ready to make a stroke at his putt. I mean, he actually exclaimed, that didn't sound good. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of bizarre. I don't know if he made or missed that putt. I can't really remember that. At that moment, I was already a bit, ADHD, as I always am, looking around. Oh, there's a pretty bird. And, oh, hey, people are jumping out of planes over there. They're doing skydiving stuff that you would do at the beach. I mean, I'm just taking in the scenes, man. I'm looking around, head on a swivel, you might say, just waiting to jump into action, actually. That's the better way to put it. I'm here. I'm ready. So I look over towards the back of the townhome, and all I can see is a head popped up over this little crest of a hill. And I'm like, you don't see that every day. We just heard ow, ow, ow. Nobody else here. I mean, admittedly, my brother-in-law, my dad, my nephew, they're just kind of, I don't know what they were going to do. So then I sprung into action. That's right. Not all heroes wear capes. I'll just say that. Went right over. Saved a damsel in distress as she was down on the ground. All of about 78 to 80 years old. She was out trying to trim on her bushes. You see, what she shared with me was, we got an HOA. They only trim our bushes twice a year. Can't stand it. But she was down on the ground. She had twisted her ankle and she had fallen. And there I was. I did not give CPR or mouth to mouth, but I will say I helped her up off the ground, and she was able to carry on the rest of her day. Yep. So while the rest of you guys are just kind of standing around playing your little twiddly games, taking vacations like Christian, 1st of June, I'm here working hard for you and also saving damsels out there in Oak Island. Might as well have the red lifeguard shorts on and
running in slow motion.
Baywatch run down the hill. Yep, that's right. You know who you are, gal. If you're listening this morning, that's right. I got your back. Don't you worry. We're going to go ahead and take our break here. When we come back, there's actually a kid who disrupted an entire flight. People were trying to travel. And, man, I got to say, I can see a lot of angry people. Plus, we'll recap those Pulse picks from the Wyndham Championship over the weekend, see how well I did. Stay with us right there. We'll be back on the Daily Pulse.
That first time seeing my son, I feel like my life did a 180. He really a definition of like why he loves somebody.
Through all of fatherhood's first, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, smells musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor, call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Tar Heel Basement Systems is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
How to choose the right floors for your project. Step 1. Go to Southside Building Center. Whether you're updating a room, renovating a rental property, or building a new home, Southside has what you need. LVP, hardwood, carpet, laminate. Our team will help you choose a floor that looks great today and will hold up over time. We'll help coordinate materials and offer trusted installation.
Get better products and real advice at locally owned Southside Building Center. Stop by on Thomasville Road or at southsidebuildingcenter.com. Let's get to work.
The jungle is open. The clones are ready.
My beef is with those breeders who let their kids ruin the restaurant experience whilst the waitstaff does their best to dodge these kamikaze kiddos. The responsible adults dine as if nothing is wrong.
Enter the jungle. Earn your clone status.
I know I was always one of those parents. Whenever our kids started to get out of hand, I would just trip.
Every day brings a new rivalry. The Jim Rome Show. Tonight at 8 on WSJS.
When your little one has a cold with a fever, try new DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. It's the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever offers fast, effective cold and fever relief for kids ages 6 and up with a delicious grape flavor that kids love. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever will help them feel better fast so they can get back to the fun stuff quickly. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Again, scent bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maracas smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
The Cookout Southern 500. The chase for the next NASCAR Cup Series champion starts here. The NASCAR Chase Weekend at Darlington Raceway, September 5th through 6th. Get your tickets now at darlingtonraceway.com.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Back. Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad forward.
Also with the new show time change for the Daily Pulse here, going from 9 to 7 and now having a couple hours, I decided I'm going to be held accountable here as we get into the sports season that we're about to enter into. We got NFL, we got college football and basketball approaching as quick as I can hope for, I hope. I decided we do our Pulse picks. I really need to keep track here of our standings on this. So it's not going to apply. I chose on purpose, actually, I'll say here, not to apply it to my most recent Pulse picks from the Wyndham tournament. I'll share those with you here in just a second. If you missed out over the weekend, Michael Brennan, former Wake Forest Demon Deacon, wins the tournament at 22 under par.
Fighting for birdie. How beautiful is that? Unbelievable performance.
With that, his second win on the PGA Tour this season, gets a trip to the Masters. More important is that he also makes the FedEx Cup playoffs coming up, starting actually this weekend, and beat out Bo Hostler amongst an array of other guys that were there. I feel like that's an awesome story. Happy for him. I think it's great. Again, another young winner for this tournament. But the bigger story out of Greensboro and professional golf is by far and away what Sports Business Journal reports, and that is that not only have we now gotten a replacement for Wyndham. Wyndham has decided, okay, after 20 years, we've had enough. You know, we're going to not continue to be your premier sponsor for this event. So they've replaced Wyndham with a new sponsor, which actually has ties to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Raymond James Financial is going to be the new supporter. And on top of that, they've decided that this stop on the PGA Tour is going to remain a premier stop. I don't know that they'll keep it placed as the last stop on tour, but I don't even care about that. I'm more excited that they decided to keep it in the tier 1 level in this new scheduling system that Brian Rolapp is rolling out coming up this next season. And that means their purse is raised significantly, over 100% for the winner. And that means that you're going to get better players. So could you imagine, like I said, a Scotty Scheffler roaming around Greensboro? That would be big. TV is going to continue showcasing this. So what the state did, stepping forward, the last week actually, and saying, we'll make an investment here. If you make an investment in us, keep us tier 1. It worked. Great move for a historical event. Maybe I'll turn a new leaf with my Pulse picks for next year.
Pulse Picks.
You got to understand my situation. I'm responsible for thousands of people.
Your weekly edge on the biggest matchups.
Yeah, just to give you a little update. I went 1 for 3 this weekend. Can't win them all. I was the hero, but I wasn't the winner. Over under 18 under. That was easy. I told you. Blew that away. 22 under was the winning score for Michael Brennan yesterday. So got that one correct. The 2 that I missed out on. Blades Brown, I had said was going to be top 10 in ties. Young guy. He missed the cut. Didn't even make it. 4 over par. So I was well off pace for him. Jackson Coyven, though, I said he would be top 5 in ties. He did make the weekend, tied 29th for the Wyndham Championship, finished 8 under par. For him, that's just 6 weeks on the PGA Tour, and he just barely snuck in with that performance into those FedEx Cup playoffs we show on our video feed. The last in and the first 4 out, you can see 70th place, Jackson Coyven. Just gets it done, but he didn't get it done quite for me when it comes to my Pulse picks. So better luck next time, and we'll keep stats of this, like I said, as we really get into it. Those guys will be traveling for the FedEx Cup playoffs. At least Jackson will be. Other guys like Keegan Bradley, Jason Day, some of the others that, they won't be. They'll be traveling back home. Either way, though, they don't have to usually endure things like us commoners do because they have the private jets to be able to move around the country. And when I started flying with my family, my oldest daughter now was, I'm going to guess she was at least, I hesitate, she was even a year old. She was pretty young. And so, just being young parents, I know my wife was super anxious over how she'll do on flights early on. Now, they do great because they've done it so much. They're just so used to it. It's easy with my daughters, admittedly. But that ain't the case always for kids. And this happened on a Porter Airlines flight over the weekend in British Columbia. It was a flight going to Toronto, where the entire flight was canceled just because of a kid. They say that it was canceled after a young child repeatedly refused to sit down and fasten a seatbelt, forcing the aircraft to return to the terminal. According to the airline, the child was standing in the seat instead of sitting down with the seatbelt secured. Both the accompany adult members and the cabin crew, all of them tried unsuccessfully to get the child properly restrained. The airline company, I've never heard of this company, Porter Airlines, they said the situation created a safety issue that prevented the flight from taking off. And federal aviation safety procedures require passengers to be seated and properly restrained during critical phases of the flight, like taxi, takeoff, landing. So with the child refusing to sit, buckle up, the pilots had to taxi around, turn back, go to the terminal. The parent and the child removed their luggage to try to get off the flight so everybody else could continue onwards. But now, this Victoria International Airport that's in British Columbia had its runway scheduled to close at 12:30 in the morning. And so the delay that was caused by returning this plane back to the gate and removing the family and all that kind of stuff meant that the airline no longer had time to depart that night. So the entire flight canceled, one fell swoop. Everybody off, everybody rebook your flights, try to find out a different way just because one kid with, I don't know how many adults. It says accompanying adults. I'm imagining like a husband-wife scenario here. Plus, how many crew members are usually on a flight? I mean, at least two. Stewardess. You got a pilot, you got whatever co-pilot, but out in the cabin area where the rest of everybody else sits and is. Can you imagine 4 people going up to a kid? Just like all he's got to do is sit down, put him in a seatbelt. What's the struggle here? I don't get it.
Just kids, man. I don't know.
I know for me that I've never been on one of these, but I've seen the stories, and I do feel like it's a very nice gesture. The parents that walk through, and because they've got a kid, because they're young, because they're a little anxious, they're worried of how it might affect everybody else's travel scenarios, they'll hand out the little goodie bags. Like it'll usually leave a little note that says like, hey, show some extra patience. It's my first flight. Thanks for, welcoming me and spending time. And they needed that here for this one. I can guarantee you there were angry people. Up in Connecticut. All right. It's been fun hanging with you for a couple of hours. We'll definitely do it again tomorrow. We'll be ready this time. We'll iron out some kinks. Hope you are too. We'll see you then on the Daily Pulse on WSJS.
Head to Crossroads Ford of Kernersville for the summer sales event. 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 towards your down payment.